is a circle, it knows how to get around. It has a radius from center to rim, and its diameter's a line that goes from side to side while passing through the center. Now isn't that simple? Pi r squared sounds like area to me. When I need a circumference, I'll just use pi d. Pi r squared sounds like area to me. When I need a circumference, I'll just use pi d. Here is a circle, it knows how to get around. It has a radius from center to rim, and its diameter's a line that goes from side to side while passing through the center. Now isn't that simple? Pi r squared sounds like area to me. When I need a circumference, I'll just use pi d. Pi r squared sounds like area to me. When I need a circumference, I'll just use pi d.
Pi r squared sounds like area to me. When I need a Oh, hi guys, sorry. Okay, so I hope that song stuck in your head. This is a review for the first part of this. We're going to talk circles. So you saw from the video and reviewed it. Jot it down in your notes. When we have a circle and we're going all the way across that circle with a segment, that's called the diameter. Of course, it does need to pass through the center. And if we come just from the center out to the edge of the circle, that's a radius. And we use those in our formulas. So the area formula is pi times the radius squared. And the circumference formula is to find it by taking pi times the diameter. Or one of them that I like better, actually I tend to use it more, is the circumference is equal to 2 pi times the radius. And I like that because it uses the radius just like the area formula does. So have all these written down. Add that one if you didn't get it from the song. Cool video. Hope it gets stuck in your head. All right, and also let's go to your notes sheet where you're putting your formulas, and let's write these formulas here as well. So the formula for area is going to be area equals pi times the radius squared. And then as a side formula, circumference, will you see for that, is 2 pi times the radius, or pi times diameter. Let's apply that to a problem. We're going to find the area and the circumference of this circle. So starting with area, and our formula again, pi r squared. And then as we plug in our values, we're looking for the radius of our circle. Now this is the diameter as it goes all the way across. So the radius is just from the center out. And it is going to be half of our diameter. So let me make a note that that's 9. This will be 9 meters. And we're squaring it. So taking 9 squaring it gives me 81. And I'm going to put that pi in the back now. And that's my answer if I'm going to stay exact. Now, there's the matter of the unit. This was meters here, 9 meters. So the meters get squared just like the 9 did. And so the unit is meters squared. If you do need to get a decimal approximation for that, be sure that in your calculator you're using the pi button. And that pi button is located right here. Use the pi button rather than 3.14. There's just too much error in using 3.14 for the things we're going to be doing. So let's take 81 and times it by pi, and we'll get our decimal of about 254.5. And of course that's got the square meters on it. Okay, so that's area. Check off area. Now we've got to do circumference. For circumference, we're going to remember that circumference is pi times the diameter. And we knew the diameter was 18, so 18 goes in as our diameter. We're just going to do a little switcheroo. That's 18 pi. Now, it didn't get squared or anything, so our unit is still meters. 18 pi meters. And you can go to decimal if you need to. Just punch it in your calculator. Again, use that pi button, though. Okay, here we're given the area of a circle, and we're going to find the diameter. So we have to start with our formula. Since it's area, we'll go with pi r squared. And let's substitute 140 in the area spot. And we're going to be solving to find out what the radius is. So I'm going to do my algebra steps. I'm going to first take and divide by the pi, which is the number in front. Let the ninjas cancel that. And now I'm down to r squared is equal to 140 divided by pi. Now at this point, I am not going to reach for my calculator just yet. Let me finish the solving here. Next step is to take square roots on both sides to pull that square off of the radius. So the radius is alone, and I'm going to enter the square root of 140 multiplied by pi into my calculator. It's important that you know how to do it into your own, so grab your calculator too. For my calculator, I do it just like I'm going to read it. I'm going to take the square root and then entering that fraction of 140 divided by pi. If it doesn't work for you and you're not getting about 6.7 or so, then be sure you use some parentheses or try it some different ways. Every calculator is going to do that just a little differently. So it's about 6.7. inches across. Careful here though, we didn't answer the question, did we? Find the diameter. So if the radius is 6.7 inches, let's double that to get the diameter. So 2 times that 6.7, we're going to get about 13.4 inches. Okay, let's bump it up a notch here. This region here, this kind of ring shape, is called an annulus, if you want the technical term for it, but we're only going to find this shaded region. So this is where we're going to be finding the area of the big circle, and then we'll subtract out or cut out the hole for the inner circle and finding this shaded part. So let's take the area of the big circle would be pi times its radius squared, and the radius of our big circle is 24 meters, it looks like. So, and squaring that out, that's 576 square meters. That's the area of the big circle. Now the area of the hole, also a circle, is pi r squared. This time the radius, right here, the radius of the hole is 6 meters. So that's going in for the radius spot. In other words, that's 36 pi square meters. Uh-oh, back up. I forgot my pi up here. You better stick that in there. That's 576 pi square meters. All right, so now the total shaded area, the shaded area is the big circle minus the whole piece. So bring down the area of your big circle, which was the 576 pi, and then subtract out the 36 pi for the whole, and we've got a final total area of 540 pi square meters. What is that? What is that if we calculate that decimal? Let's see, 540 multiplied by pi. Pretty big, about 1696.5 square meters. So it just depends on which kind of answer you're needing. Do you need to stay exact, or do you need to get an about kind of answer? You'll have to just make that decision as you go along. So you do the try these, and I will see you in class.